Yahri, the Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with another Fervent Friday. All right. It's cold outside edition. All right. Pulling up my second screen. Y'all forgive me. Yeah, about a couple seconds here to log on in. I'll go ahead and get into it. Not a super long class. Because we have to have patience. We're not really having patience with each other in Yahshua now. We're not having patience on the Lord, right? For him to do what he's going to do within his time. We want it done right now. Right now. Shalom, y'all come on in. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you. Like Abraham. Good to see you. Shalom. Yapa, Tazalaya, Arifah. All right. Y'all come on in. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you, Aquaf Barbie. Good to see you. Mm-hmm. I'm about to go ahead and get this thing started. Patience over folly. You decide, right? Patience over folly. You decide. And as y'all come on in, Baba Kusha, hit that like button. It won't cost you a dime. It won't cost you a dime to hit that like button, right? Go ahead and get into it. We're going to start out the book of James, right? And like I said, we're losing patience, right? We're losing patience in this truth. And that's something that you don't want to do. You don't want to be losing patience, man. Then we be losing patience with these heathens. That's a little understandable. These heathens will take you to, right? I take that, my second John. Second John got a rip in it. Thought these Bible tabs was a good idea a year and a half ago. Ripping my pages like crazy, man. All right. We'll start on the book of James, chapter 1, verse 3. All right. And it reads, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 2. Verse 2. Book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, because you're going to fall into diverse temptations, being in this truth, right? We know that with Sirach 2 and 1. You come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Got to be ready, right? Got to be ready. Verse 3, knowing this, right? That the trying of your faith worketh patience. You want to work out. It's like no different than you going to the gym, right? Your first week, you're bench pressing 75 pounds. The next week, moved up to 150. The next week, moved up to 225, right? Same thing with your faith should work your patience. Your patience should be strong to where someone can't just get you out the spirit, right? A wife doesn't get out the spirit because of her husband. A husband doesn't get out of the spirit because of their wife. Parents don't get out the spirit because of their children. A brother doesn't get out the spirit in reference to his sister and vice versa, right? But these are the things that we have to look at. Having patience. Letting your faith work your patience. Lord, when is this going to happen, Lord? Have patience, right? The Lord is going to provide within that. When we going home, Lord? When will these heathens be punished, Lord? This is what patience. Why? Go to Hebrews 10 and 36. Let's answer that question with scripture, right? Stack it up. The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 36. For ye have need of patience, right? So it's telling you, you need this patience. You have need of it, right? For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, right? Psalms 40 and 8, that's the will of God, to keep these commandments and to be obedient to the Lord, ye might receive the promise. Don't you want the promise? Don't you want the promise? Right? I know I want the promise. I don't want to do this just for nothing. Galatians 3 and 16 tells you what that promise is in regards to the covenant, right? For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Christ ain't going to tarry when he come. He going to leap out of heaven. It's going to be a leap. You know what I'm saying? No different than them people be in the courtroom and they see that person that hurt their family member. They leap up there past the bailiffs, right? They leap past the bailiffs to get up there to them, right? Not a little walk, a leap. That's how Christ is going to be jumping down from heaven to get it on. You come into the house of Israel first. So if you're out of order, if you haven't been doing thus say the Lord, expect a visit, right? Expect a visit from Yahushua, right? Let's go over to Hebrews 6 and 15, right? Because we're looking at this scenario with the patience and the need of patience, right? The book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 15. And so he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. So there you go again. Having this patience, doing the will of God, receiving the promise. He patiently endured, he obtained the promise, right? So it's letting you know you don't want to backslide because you run out of patience. Now you backsliding, right? That don't make any sense, right? It don't make no sense whatsoever, right? Whatsoever. It don't make none, right? Because we have to make sure we endure. You know what? Let's just get it. What did Christ say? Matthew 24. What did he say? Right? Are you really giving up? Or are you ready to endure to the end? Right? We got this little weather that the Most High, the work of the Lord, about to come through. Esau hyping it up. Don't go nowhere. Make sure you come by our generators. Come by all this gas we got. Come by this. Come by that. Right? And the Lord can make that little storm as mild as possible. Right? To where you don't even feel it. A little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. He could. Or he could say, hey, this is some judgment for some people. Right? So I pray a hedge of protection over my home, over the building, for our congregation, over our congregation's homes, over our leadership's homes, right? Over the brothers and sisters' homes. They don't have any burst pipes, right? No power outages, none of these inconveniences. These are the things that we have to pray for our people, right? That the nation of Israel takes no losses during this actual that's about to happen, right? Because you have to endure until the end. Matthew 24 and 13. And it reads, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Right? Because you want to make sure that you're saved in the end. Who doesn't want to? You want to do all of this, keep commandments, feast days, Sabbath days, only to be told at the end, guess what? You ain't do enough. Who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear that, right? I know I don't. I want to hear, welcome in my good and faithful servant, right? That's what I want to hear, right? Because we have to count our people happy that are going to endure to the end, because you should be happy knowing that doing this work, doing this for the Most High, you're going to be rewarded with the promise, right? Why wouldn't you be happy with that, right? James 5 and 11, it says, behold, we count them happy which endure, right? Which endure what? Until the end, right? Those are the ones that's going to be saved. Ain't you going to be happy to be saved, to get up out of here, right? We got to ask ourselves, you want to be happy, right? It says, ye have heard of the patience of Job. Job was very patient. Very, very patient. He had to wait on the Lord. He had to do thus say the Lord, right? Baba Kushaj, y'all come on in. Please hit that like button. Baba Kushaj, help spread this algorithm of the Most High to the four corners of the earth. Won't cost you a dime, right? And it says, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy, right? The Lord has pity on us by providing tender mercy for the things that either we don't deserve, right? Yeah. So again, we have to look at what we're doing, right? We got to look at what we're doing, right? Because when we're not doing so, we end up making those fatal mistakes. We're not operating. Let's get the patience of Job. Let's see what he did that made him a reference of patience. Go to Job 1 and 22, right? Let's see what the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 22 says. It says, in all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly, right? We have to make sure we're not charging the Most High foolishly. Oh, I didn't get that Hellcat. It ain't no God. Oh, I didn't get the money back on my taxes that I thought I was gonna get. It ain't no God, right? I don't believe no more. I didn't get this. I didn't get that. Now you don't believe no more, right? That's the problem. This is where people are losing patience. Job didn't sin and charge God for all the things he was going through, all the affliction, losing his family, his health, his friends, right? His wealth. He didn't charge God one time for that, right? He took it with joyfulness and glee, right? Go to Proverbs chapter 10, verse 1. Let's get an example of what we should be doing when we're going through affliction. Are we having patience? Or are we operating in folly, right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 19. It says, in the multitude of words, there wanteth not sin. But he that refraineth his lips is wise. Are you refraining your lips? Or are you murmuring the Most High's ear off with murmur? Right? The Most High took my hair when I was 7. I didn't make a complaint. Give it back when he wants to, or you don't have to give it back at all, right? God the Father in heaven controls everything, right? And his son Christ knows that when he comes back, those who have endured until the end, they will see the gates of heaven. Those who have not endured until the end, Christ already said he's coming back with a sword. And he will be judging the house of Israel first. So all 12 tribes of the Israelites, right? We have to look at, are we worthy of the Lord's love? Are we worthy of Christ's love? Right? Because the Most High is not getting off his throne to come back for salvation. He's sending back his son, and his son's not going to be in a good mood when he gets back. All the sin of this earth, all the people who've lost patience, lost their way, and walk in the path of folly, right? That's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with, right? That's going to be something they have to deal with. Let's keep going, right? We have to make sure we're refraining our lips. I was 7 years old. He took it because he wanted to, right? They call it alopecia. He took it because he wanted to. I have no dog in that fight. The Most High knew why he took it, right? The Most High, because the thing is my thoughts aren't the Lord's thought. He wanted to take it, fine, right? I have no complaint in that because it belongs to him. Everything that I have belongs to the Lord. I am nothing without the Lord, right? Come on, right? Let's go over to Proverbs 7:28. Let's get some more wisdom in regards to this. Jump over just a little bit. That's a great precept. Nope, didn't think of asking him why at all. Because again, it's not important. If the Most High takes something from you, probably didn't need it, right? If he gives you something, that's what he gives you. Never thought about questioning the Most High about that. Because we have to look at it. The Most High is like, who are we to question him? You seen what happened in the wilderness. You seen what happened when our people called themselves questioning God, got fiery serpents, dropped down. When they got to the murmuring, Lord, why you took my hair? Guess what? Now he got my hair growing in, and it's not growing in white. Because I complained and murmured about it. Now I got to spend extra money to go to it to get it cut. Now it's growing, it looks weird. And they're like, why don't you cut that off? I'll just leave it the way it is. And when he's ready, I have a couple strings here and there growing, right? A little light mustache, right? When he's ready to give it to me, then we'll go from there. But am I concerned with it? No. But a lot of people that come on to this chat, right? You know, they be scoffing. Oh, how you gonna be teaching and you shaved your head? Where's your beard? Where's my eyebrows? They don't ever look at that, right? They never look at that. 17 and 28 of the book of Proverbs. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips, esteemed a man of understanding. Right? That's what we have to do. We have to be able to have the patience to hold our peace and not go to the Lord with things that are not. He's like, I give you perfect health in exchange for your hair. That sounds like a really good trade to me. I rarely get sick. And when I'm sick, I'm not sick for a very long time at all. Right? That's a fair enough exchange for me. He's like, hey, I'm going to take your hair, but I'm going to let you into the kingdom. Go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take it. Go over to Job 13 and 5. Because we got to look at it. Because Job had to say, even though God could kill me right now, Job said, I'm still going to trust him. Because he thought it was getting to that point where he thought he was out of there. You see what I'm saying? He thought he was out of there. He said, I'm still going to trust you, Lord. Man, that's some patience. That's top tier patience, right? Job 13 and 5. It says, oh, that ye should altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom, right? We want to be able to hear the voice of the Most High, right? If we're too busy coming to him with a whole bunch of things, it's no different than a child, right? When Cat William made that joke, Daddy, what's chicken nuggets? Daddy, where the dinosaurs went? Daddy, you can't even answer the question. No different than when I have clients calling in. Why is my bill this high? Why is this happening? Where's my credit? Why is this? Why is that? A bunch of whys, right? I be one asking wise too. Why you didn't pay your phone bill on time? Why you went ahead and upgraded and didn't read the contract? Right? Why did you buy that if you knew you couldn't afford that? Since we got a bunch of wives, hey, I got some too. But they don't want to answer that, right? Had a Northern Kingdom brother on the phone today, just acting a donkey. Oh, you're talking to me like I'm stupid. I'm like, oh, okay. Just because I told him when he cancels the line, he's going to have to pay for that phone, and it's going to include tax. Or I pay tax at the store. I'm like, okay. I only do this every day. You ask some questions, you need my help, right? He got mad. I ain't got time to do this. First, he wanted a supervisor. Let me get a supervisor for you. Because clearly, me being logical with you, you want to be right and I'm wrong. Talking to me any kind of on the phone. May the Most High visit him in peace and mercy. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. In peace and mercy. Let him learn from the way when he's in a situation where he's talked to. You never know. His wife may be lying in the household, talking to him any kind of way. So takes his frustration out on another man. Right? It can happen. Who knows? We gotta pray for our people, not wish bad on them, right? Because we gotta be able to hold our peace so we can be kind of wise, right? That's what I had to do, to hold my peace. Go over to Psalms 37 and 30. You want to be counted wise. You want to, right? When they came and questioned Christ about stoning a woman, he just drew in the dirt. You've seen Paleo Hebrew before. He was probably telling them, look at this precept. But again, sometimes that might be a little too deep for somebody to really comprehend that. But it's okay. We can ask the Lord for discernment, right? There's things you can ask for, but you have to be mindful of what you ask for. You ask for faith, now your life upside down. Got to learn to have faith, right? You ask for obedience, and now you're being tempted left and right. You have to ask for things in full detail, right? So Solomon said, don't give me too much to where, hey, I forget that you did this for me. And don't give me not enough where I'm out here having to steal, disrespecting your name, Lord. And again, we have to look at the fair exchange of things, right? Psalms 37 and 30. And it reads, the mouth of the righteous speak wisdom, and his tongue talk of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. Ever slide? Get out there on that black ice. You're not paying attention. Out there, whoa, just all over the place. Sliding all over the place. Just sliding, ice skates. All right? We got to look at that. Because when you ask for patience, your patience is going to get tried. This is where your faith comes in, right? James 1 and 3, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh your patience. We have to be very specific of what we ask the Lord for. You say, Lord, can I go outside? Can I go outside? Can I go outside? Now you're homeless. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Lord, I want $1 million and this, that, and the other. Can't pay your taxes. Now you're going to prison. Man, there's so many things that we don't need in the eyes of the Lord that we think we need because of what society. Get away from society, man. Don't let it lead you don't let it hook you in your mouth and lead you like the Babylonians did us, right? Don't let it do that. Make sure that you're doing righteous speak of wisdom And your tongue talk is judgment. Judgment of who? Of the Lord, right? Go to Proverbs 1 and 2. Let's look at something. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. Wouldn't you want that? This is what King Solomon was saying. He knew wisdom and instruction. He perceived the words of understanding. He did these things, right? Verse 3, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. To give subtlety to the simple, to the simple. To the young man, knowledge and discretion. That's what you want. You go with your side of patience, right? You want it to be overflowing like a waterfall. Go to 2 Ezra 14 and 47. The book of 2 Ezra 14 and 47. You want it overflowing your patience, your wisdom, your understanding, right? That's a person you want to be around, right? Someone who don't have patience, don't have understanding. You don't want to really be around a person like that. It gets annoying, right? The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14, verse 47. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge, right? This is what you want. A stream of knowledge. It's just flowing, right? A fountain of wisdom. It's just flowing. A spring of understanding. These things are just flowing. They come with having patience. They come with establishing your faith on the word, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? Not letting somebody take your crown, upsetting you. Go to Proverbs 16 and 22, right? Let's see what it says. Real simple class, but it's packs a lot of wisdom. Because you have to ask yourself, am I operating in this spirit? Am I doing that? Because a lot of people think that you're in the truth. You think you're doing thus say the Lord, and then you're not. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 22. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it. Having that understanding is a wellspring, right? You ain't getting out of the spirit because guess what? I understand. I feel where you're coming from. I get it, right? I get it. It says, a understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it, but instruction of fools is folly, right? Because that's the thing. A lot of times people take the instruction of fools, right? You can eat what you want. That's what pastors say. Now you got gout. Come as you are. Now you locked up. Now you realizing, hey, I was wrong. The pastor not going to come visit you in jail, man. When the Lord puts you in jail, you got to sit you down for a while. Pastor ain't coming in there. He barely coming in the hospital to heal the sick people, but he wants you to fill out that, I'm going to come on by and see the sick and shut in. Now all of a sudden can you fill out this little tithes envelope? Where you put your checkbook at, sister? Where you put your brother? The Lord still requires. You want this sickness off of you, you gotta pay for it. Man, that's a shame on what a lot of these pastors are doing. But don't think they're gonna go unpunished, man. Right? Proverbs 5 and 23, let's look at what happens, right? It says, I'm gonna start at verse 22. It says, his own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, right? He ain't gonna get away. And he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. Yeah, go get your billfold, Dr. Johnson. We need that big offering, right? Verse 23, he shall die without instruction, right? You want that wellspring. You don't want that well to dry up. Without that water of life, you out of there. You was out of there, right? People come out to the street. Oh, let me get some of that water. You gonna sit and listen? Nah, I ain't got time for that. You got no water. Oh man, y'all niggas. Dang. So you don't want to listen to the word of the Lord. You want a bottle of water to do who knows what with it. And now because we say, nah, that's for the soldiers, that's a problem. Nah, that's for the members, that's a problem. But brothers and sisters that come out there and sit and listen, they out there for an hour, 30 minutes. They asking questions. They looking for that salvation. Guess what? If they say, hey, you want a bottle of water? Here you go, brother. Here you go, sister. Because you're showing interest in the Lord. Right? He's the one that gave me that water. He's the one that told me, help not a sinner. In his scriptures. People just don't want to take heed to what the Most High said. Oh, you can't be like that, right? But this is why people die without instruction, right? And in the greatness of his folly, he shall go astray. A lot of these pastors are going astray. They Christian church upset because Drewski got up there and did what he did, right? Mocking the pastors. And then he said, well, when he said that about the Israelites, y'all was mad because he's mocking the Most High. That's where the difference comes in. Shalom, shalom, Akim and Akwakim. As y'all come on in, Baba Kusha, hit that like, share, subscribe. Won't cost you a dime, man. Won't do nothing to help spread the word of the Most High to the four corners of the earth. You should want to help with that, right? Let's go over to the book of Ecclesiastes, because that folly is going to lead a lot of people astray. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse, what do I want? Verse 6, right? It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. Your boy out here bragging on TV. We got your oil. We got your plug with the oil. What you gonna do about it? Ha ha ha. Right? We got you, right? Come on. Come on. I don't know why I stopped that from being shown. You even say nothing wrong. But see, that's how Esau been doing it. When you put something on the screen that's righteous, a good question, yeah, pastors ain't going. It says pastor not going to even take out something of your books, so he's not going into the Bible, right? You look at the dude from 2468 Church, right? Up in there in all black, it's all dim, and he up there just talking. No scripture, just like Joel Osteen, they doing the same thing, right? My Bible right here, my apocrypha right here, right? We coming straight out of the book. We coming straight out of the 80 books of the Most High's best works. Having these laws, having these understandings, having these judgments shown in front of us, man, that's a blessing. Because before this, I wanted nothing. Now, man, I'm going through the fire to be refined as a piece of gold. I'm worth something to the Lord, man. I'm worth something to the Lord. Because it says here the rich sit in a low place. They don't mind. Right? When everybody's phones went down on the 14th and people's bank accounts couldn't be used on the 14th, just passed, right? Everybody, oh, my phone don't work. I can't do this and do that. But what happens when your Howard shot come back? There's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things. That's all good. It's all good, right? There's a lot of things that people gonna be trying to say to the angels. Angels not gonna even understand you. They speak the holy tongue, right? God, the children of Israel are his masterpiece. Imagine looking to a jewelry box, ain't nothing but different jewels of different size, right? Shalom, shalom. IKUSAS, right? We have to look at what the Lord has done for us. Don't you want to be that polished jewel? You got to get the little gloves, put on the gloves just to touch it. You don't want to get no smudges on it, right? Like when they look at watches or precious jewelry, right? They make you put on the little white gloves. You got to be like that when it comes to handling the word of the Most High, handling your brothers and sisters with patience and not folly. You got to put on that white gloves of patience, right? Yeah, some of us probably want the glitter glove like Michael Jackson. You got 2 glitter gloves of patience, sparkling, right? You open the Bible, your face start glowing. These are things that the heathens, they look in the Bible, they don't see none of that, right? Good. Great precept. Great precept, right? Go over to Sirach 16 and 23 with me. We almost out of here. I pray that y'all got y'all provisions. If y'all in an area that's going to be affected by the work of the Most High, it's going to be a little cold, right? Something to think about. If you got a back porch, right, or a balcony or something like that, and God forbid you lose power and you got a cooler, put ice in the cooler, sit the cooler outside now so it stay cold so the ice stay there. And if God forbid your power goes out and you don't have a generator, you already have somewhere cold you can put like your lunch meats or shalom Moses, your lunch meats, your you know what I'm saying, things that are perishable that need to stay cold. You already got something worked out for it, right? Something that's cold that can keep that going. See, in Florida, when we used to have hurricanes and knock your power out, man, you got to hurry up and eat that meat before it go bad. This situation, everything's going to be cold. If your power out, your house cold. You see what I'm saying? So it gives you the opportunity to keep things cold. Is it going to be uncomfortable? It was. But it was just as uncomfortable for our people when the Most High led us into the wilderness. It's going to be just as uncomfortable if we make it to the second wilderness. All right? Sirach chapter 16 and 23. All right? Most High said he's going to cover the whole United States, make it cold, man. It's going to be nice and chilly, right? Get you some good sleep during that time. Hibernate a little bit. The book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 23. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things. If you want that understanding, you're going to think, man, that's kind of vain, bro. Why would I say that to that brother? Why would I say that to that sister? We have to make sure we think upon the vain things. Why? Let's see why. It says, and a foolish man erring imagine follies. Right? Oh, I thought you was gonna, let me get my watch right back. I thought you was gonna try and walk off with it. If I borrow this money, I need it right back now. Don't forget. I'm gonna send you a text message in the morning to remind you that I gave it to you till you give it back. Hey, we know what we have to do based on the laws. Let's not be foolish and start to imagine follies, right? You know why? Proverbs 6 and 18. Proverbs 6 and 18 tells you, right? You don't want to be paranoid with your people. You don't. There ain't no kind of life to live. Who's doing that in the world? We ain't trust nobody, right? Proverbs 6 and 18. And it read, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations feet that be swift in running to mischief. Right? These are some of the things that the Most High hates. And what the pastor gonna tell you? Oh, he don't hate nothing. They lying. Don't let them lie. Don't let them lie you right out of the kingdom. Lie you right into the lake. This is why when we say no, we say lie. Don't do it. Do not do it. Right? Let's go over to Zechariah chapter 8, verse 17. Because you don't want to imagine this wicked. Right? You don't want to imagine folly. See what the scripture says. Right? The book of Zechariah chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. And love no false oath. For all these things that I hate, saith the Lord. But the pastor gonna the Lord don't hate nothing. They lying to you. They lying to you. Over and over. Right? Over and over. You don't want to let your imagination think evil thoughts of your brothers and sisters, right? And they're telling you don't love no false oath. These fraternal orders and all of these things. I'm a firefighter. We got the fraternal order. I'm a police officer. We got the fraternal order. No. The only oath you need is that I'm going to keep these commandments and do thus say the Lord. Right? We got to do this. And they're going to tell you, oh, no, the Lord, he don't hate nothing. Yeah, okay. He hates the sin, not the sinner. Okay, all right. Okay, you think you don't hate a sinner, right? Let's go over the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 21. This is my last precept before we get a law, right? And I'm going to read it. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 21. Such things they did imagine were deceived. So they was deceived in their mind, right? They imagining the wrong things. For their own wickedness have blinded them like a veil. Their own wickedness got them thinking that I'm doing the right thing. I'm a pastor, right? I'm leading people to the Lord. I'm doing the Lord's work. No, you're not. You're just asking for offering. You no different than the Girl Scouts outside of the grocery store selling them cookies. And if you think them cookies good, my wife still ain't eat them yet. You think them cookies good? Go look up all the different stuff that's in the Girl Scout cookies that's not healthy, that's not safe for your body, right? They just got them little girls that, you want to buy some cookies? Cookies ain't no good for you. Make your own cookies. Make your own things at home, man. For real, this is what we need to be doing. You want to buy some cookies? Y'all to get up there and talk trash about the hamburgers from McDonald's. Let them Girl Scout cookies sit out, right? Look at you. Didn't have that patience, and it cost you some folly, Tazalaya. I ate one, and it was hard, and it tastes stale, good, but you gave them people $8 for the box. That's why I say no to a lot of things. My family probably thinking that's the only word I know. La, la, la. Because again, Most High not going to get off his throne, right? He's not going to get off his throne to say, don't let your wife eat them cookies. They cost $6 for a box of stalemates. Mm-hmm. They had them cookies in the warehouse. Got them things sitting in the bunker. Eat them cookies, your whole belly raw, right? Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 21. Let's finish it out. He says, for their own wickedness have blinded them. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for blameless souls. For God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into this world, and they that do hold decide to find it. You're talking about Satan, right? Come on, I'd rather you make your own too. That unleavened bread you made last night? Chef's kiss, right? Don't be covered in that new recipe, right? But we got to be careful with it. Here, the battle axe of the Most High, they keep the commandments, right? They keep the commandments. So we're going to get us a commandment. Right? And I pray everybody is prepared, got your things in order, right? Don't let them trick you into running your heat all night long. But the house is cold. You're gonna be feeling some kind of way when you look at that light bill. This how they run it up with fear, right? So what if it's a little cold? That's how your body burn off a little bit extra calories and a little bit of fat that you've been trying to lose. Let your body be cold. Put on 2 pair of socks, right? Some sweatpants, a hoodie, right? Do that. Because I mean, you can run your heater. Don't just run it and I'm just going to keep running it. Your house ain't going to be no different. It ain't going to be no different. Just put it that way. You got all these space heaters and things of that nature. All right. You'll be mad when you see that light bill, though. I tell you what. You're going to be loud. You're going to be real mad when you see that light bill. Most people even think when you're in the wilderness, you're going to say, Lord, I'm so cold. Can you keep me warm? Warm up with them scriptures. Right? All I hear is the ambulance running out here, boy. And you know it's going. Let me get this. Let's get this law. All right? I'm going to read a couple of them. We're going to Leviticus chapter 2. I'm going to start at chapter 26 and just read down. Right? It says, ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment, nor observe times. Right? So if you're out here eating the stuff with the blood in it, Esau, I want it medium rare. Blood dribbling out. You know these laws ain't for them. They just telling us not to do it. Right? It says, neither shall you use enchantment, nor observe the times, right? Not supposed to be out here doing Miss Cleo, doing tarot cards and all of that foolishness, man. It says, ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. So if you're purposely doing this to your head and shaving your beard, right? I got alopecia. The Most High has already gave me the smoothest of the smoothest, right? The velvety skin, because that's what he wanted, right? But guess what? I got a spiritual beard, right? Just throw it over my shoulder. Also, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. So you can't have your face looking like Blueface. You can't be tatted up like our Northern Kingdom brothers, the Vatos. Can't do that. The Most High is not pleased with that because these are customs. Nations, right? Now I'm going to end with 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Get your children off of TikTok with these little Deja Dukes on doing these little stupid dances. Y'all don't even ask yourself, where did the dance come from? Who came up with it? Why am I doing it? Why does everybody want to do it, right? Again, I am Officer Ehud Bunyasharala of the mighty Battle Axes of the Most High, bidding you a blessed day of preparation. I pray all of y'all have gotten your provisions in order, right? Kahala Yahweh Bahashim Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yasharala, Barakatah Akim Wa Akwatim, Shemaya Palal, Tawada Yahweh. Hallelujah.